This year's Washington legislative session is considered a short session, only 60 days. King 5 Olympia Bureau Chief Drew Mickelson joins us now. So, Drew, what progress has been made this week?
Well, Christine, I like to compare the legislative session, especially short sessions, to a raging river. There's just lots of bills that are flowing through the Capitol this time of year. This past week, we heard everything from a bill that would guarantee free lunches for all students. Also, a hotline may be set up for folks to report hate or bias crimes. One issue that we are pretty sure there will be some action on this year is what to do about the state's deadly roadways. On Thursday, Governor Jay Inslee revealed that the traffic fatality numbers for the state continue to increase. More than 800 people died on Washington roads in 2023. That's the highest figure since 1990. Last year, the state approved a plan to put speed detection cameras in work zones. And a bill that came up for debate on Thursday would allow cities to expand their use of speed cameras. Washington state traffic safety experts and lawmakers went to Finland last year. That country says in spots with speed cameras, traffic deaths have dropped by up to 30%. But cameras are controversial. Others say more law enforcement is the answer, adding America is not Finland.
They don't have the Constitution like we got. People can just go to court and say, hey, look, you can't prove it was me driving and you can't make me say it was. I think we need more cops so when they pull somebody over of these violations, they can do that drug and alcohol violation, and the camera's not going to catch that.
800 people didn't come home from soccer practice or work, and we have got to have action rather than passivity. We should not be defeatists when it comes to traffic fatalities.
In addition to expanding the use of those speed cameras, Governor Inslee also says he is backing the move to lower the threshold for a drunk driver from 0.08 to 0.05 blood alcohol content. That is a bill that also will get a lot of attention this session. Christine?
Drew, several gun-related bills had public hearings this past week. That always brings out a big crowd. What are the gun bills that legislators are looking at in 2024?
Yeah, last year lawmakers crossed a big thing off their to-do list. They wanted to ban the sale or manufacture of guns that are defined as assault weapons. That got passed last year, but those same lawmakers are back with another relatively long list of gun-related bills. One would require permits for anyone to buy a handgun. Another idea would also require gun owners to report anytime their gun has been lost or stolen. Gun dealers would need to meet new security standards. The state would have to destroy any gun seized in investigations, and someone would only be able to buy one gun a month.
Safety training.
Some testify those proposals infringe upon the Second Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. But Jim Parsons, the father of Kerry Parsons, killed in the 2017 mass shooting on the Las Vegas Strip, he says the laws will save lives.
My wife Anne Marie and I are dedicated to actively supporting common sense gun legislation so that other families, parents, and their children can be saved from the tragic events and heartbreak our family endured.
I'm sitting before you as a survivor of a horrific home invasion by two men. Can you fight two men with your hands? It is a woman's right to protect herself with firearms because it levels the fight between her and her attackers.
Drew, one bill you're following would impact everyone in the state. It would basically end daylight saving time and mean no more changing of the clocks, right?
Yeah, ditch the switch. That's what they call it. And of all the stories we've covered this month so far, this by far has had the biggest reaction from our viewers. Everyone seems to have an opinion on this one. Now, back in 2019, the state and more than a dozen others did pass a law to move to permanent daylight savings time. But that requires congressional action, which has not happened yet. So there's a push instead to move the state of Washington to standard time, something that does not require federal approval. We'd be like Arizona and Hawaii, states that never change their clocks. Sleep experts and the bill's sponsors say it'll make the state healthier.
Including greater risks of heart attacks, more workplace injuries, and a number of things. But I just think the rhythms of life go better if we're on some permanent, be it daylight or standard time.
You know, if you pass this bill, the sunrise is going to be at 4 a.m. in June in Seattle. And I don't know very many people who wake up at 4 a.m.
All right, Drew, so what do you expect to come up at the Capitol later on this week?
Some interesting topics for sure. One would allow home pot grow operations to begin. And then on Thursday, there will be a bill that would require someone who got arrested for graffiti Their punishment? They'd have to spend 3 full 8-hour days cleaning up graffiti around their community. Christine?
All right, Drew, we will look forward to all of that coverage. And by the way, if you want to follow our coverage from the Capitol this session, just text the word session to 206-448-4545 and we'll send you a link.